And let's scoot back to the back of the chair and get comfortable. You can place your hands palms up or rest them a little bit below the belly button and then above the belly button. Relax those shoulders down. Now I invite you to take your gaze either down towards the floor or close the eyes as we do a little bit of breathing to start out and grounding. So first, we're going to feel our feet. So feel your feet on the floor, press those feet, lift those heels, lift those toes. And if you're not able to lift the toes, lift the heels, maybe taking the hands, pressing down on the legs to put pressure onto the floor. Again, whatever is available for you today. And I invite you with the hands on the belly or hands resting on the lap. Let's breathe in, let the belly be soft, let the belly expand. And then as you exhale, the belly draws towards the spine. A little sneaky core work right there. Breathe in, belly out. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. Relax those shoulders. Good. Breathe in, belly out. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. One more time. Inhaling, belly out. And exhaling, belly button towards the spine. Later on, we'll do what's called the extended exhale breath. So if you're here way back in the chair, I invite you, if it's available to your body today, to just kind of scoot a little forward. That way we engage those tall postural muscles by being away from the chair. It forces us to do a little bit of work seated here on the chair. Let's start from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. We're going to do what's called the Atlas rotation. So imagine your nose drawing a circle. And your eyes can follow your circle, but some of us have vertigo. So keep the eyeballs forward as you draw your circle. You may noticing some little crinkly sounds going on in the back of the head. That C1, cervical vertebrae number 1, inserts into the back of the head. So this just kind of soothes, softens, stretches those muscles in the back of the neck and where it inserts into the back of the head. Be slow. I'm going a little fast there because I'm kind of talking. And then come back up to the top. Let's reverse that. Let's go the other direction. So here we go. Draw the circle with your nose. Does not have to be a gigantic circle, folks. Again, I'm substituting for Val today. So if you're thinking, that doesn't look like Val, well, there's a reason. Thank you for coming in for this Veterans Day yoga class here on Veterans Yoga Project. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you have done for our country. Notice if it's making a little bit more noise on this second direction, or if it's making less noise, or if you don't even notice that, yeah? I feel some little crinkliness here on that right side. All right, very good. Now we're going to do, I said we're going to work from the toes, head down to the toes. Next is the chest and the neck and a little bit of the upper back. So let's take the hands to heart center. You can do the little prayer or hook the thumbs. I like to hook my thumbs. I don't know why. It just kind of feels cool. And we have the arms parallel to the floor, or maybe the elbows are dropping. That works too. From here, let's breathe in. Allow that belly to get big. And then as we exhale, push hands one direction and then turn the head the other direction. We're noticing the range of motion of turning the head. Plus we're getting a little nice lengthening feeling going on when we push the elbows the opposite direction. Whew. Inhaling back to the center. Big old breath right there because I was talking. Exhale, push it the other way. Notice, does it turn more than the other side? Maybe, yeah. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale, push it the other direction. Inhaling back to the center. When we coordinate movement with the breath, other side, that helps to lower our cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So again, inhaling back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. Last time this side. Inhaling back to the center. And let's do the other side last time. Exhale, push it away. Very good. Inhale back to the center. From here, let's do some spinning of the hands. This helps with carpal tunnel, loosens up those wrists, Plus it creates a little air, extra air if you need some, yeah? Now, I usually don't feel the air on the first rotation. It happens when I reverse it. In fact, let's reverse it. Reverse it. Notice if you feel a little bit more air happening. And this, again, helps with osteoarthritis, arthritis in the hands, that type of thing. And today, we're going to do what we can with what we've got today, all right? Always keep it between the easy and ouch. Beautiful. Let's cup the hands now. We're going to do what's called arm swing. So we bring them down and up. Again, you may notice one arm does a little bit higher than the other. Don't compete with one side versus the other. Just let your body do what it needs to do today. And if you got arms on the sides of your chair, maybe bring those arms a little bit more out so you don't hit the arms on the chair today. Again, do what you can. Now maybe, can you tap your shoulders when we do this next one? Tap your shoulders, elbows up and down. So range of motion, increasing joint mobility in the shoulders, in the elbows. If you can't tap the shoulders, that's okay. Go back to cuppy hands swing. Makes me feel like a kid again when we're doing this, working in a vertical direction with our shoulders. Again, this helps with rotator cuff, bursitis. One more. Very good. Now let's just drop an arm out to the side. You can take your hand either into the shoulder here or maybe resting on the thigh. And again, kind of like a dead weight here to the side. Let's start drawing shapes, ovals, circles with that arm, not the wrist, do the entire arm. So I have one person that I teach in person just recently had some surgery, and so she holds her shoulder just for a little extra safety for her. So I'm also feeling my joint kind of pop here. It doesn't hurt, it's just noisy. Now let's pause and reverse, go the other direction. My other direction feels weird. Anybody else? Yeah, probably, yeah. It does a different shape than the original direction. And then let's make that smaller and smaller and smaller. Very good. Ooh, I feel some tingling going on. Let's shift over to the other side. So drop the other arm and shake it out a little bit. Again, hand on the thigh or maybe here at the shoulder and start whatever direction you want to with those arm circles, arm shapes, arm ovals. I don't know. Always think about a turkey platter when I'm doing this posture. Ooh, this one pops a little bit more. Thank y'all for coming in today. We also have gentle yoga on the menu today and yoga nidra later on tonight with Clarissa. Now pause and reverse. Ooh, do you hear anything going on? Any crepitus? That's the technical name for sounds in the joints, yeah? Very good. Make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Excellent. Beautiful. Clap the hands. Get some circulation going on in those fingers, in those palms. I love it. And just to bring a little bit more life, a little bit more energy back into the hands, let's just place a hand down on the leg and do a little tapping on the side of the arm and then that shoulder. That always feels nice. And then flip the hand down the front and again to the outside, into the shoulder, and then flip the hand. And one more time. Here we go. I just got my shot this week and it's like, ooh, that arm's a little sore. Clap the hands again. Woo! Rub those hands. Get some heat going on here. Again, that's good for carpal tunnel and the itis that happens in our hands, arthritis, osteoarthritis. Lay that hand down and let's do the other side. So bring it up and into that shoulder, down the center, and again, and down the front, and one more time. So this is bone building. I'm doing this hand to hand, hand to arms. Once again, clap the hands. Rub, get some circulation going on. Love it. Very good. From here, let's take a leg out to the side, and we're doing a heel flex, toes towards the sky. Whew, sit up tall. I got to rethink about, okay, is my posture good? Yeah, okay. So you should feel some contraction going on in the top of the leg, the quadricep, definitely the calf. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, please do so. And if this is not available to you, let's just imagine that it's happening. Yeah. Now point the toes away. So you should feel that stretchy sensation happening on the top of the foot. And let's bring the toes towards you and away. So pump that heel. So when you pump the calf, it's considered to be the second heart, which that's good for lowering blood glucose. And it's also good for avoiding cramps in the feet and the legs, and returns the blood from the lower extremities back into the heart. So that's a good thing, yeah? And then let's stop and bring it in. Let's do the other side. So if you need to bring that leg out with your hands, that works too. Flex the heel, toes towards you. Notice that this feels different on this side. It's a little different. It's a little bit less contraction going on this side for me. And again, you just kind of notice one side versus the other. And then point the toes away. Oh, my foot popped. And let's start that pumping action, shall we? Point it towards you and then away. That calf pump. The second heart working right here. Very good. Very good. A couple more. And then bring it in. Excellent. Next is going to be what we call air pose. So we're going to slide a leg out to the side, the other foot's firm into the floor, and then bring it in. You can bring your hand underneath to make this happen if you like. If you have a yoga strap, you can thread it underneath the knee pit to kind of bring the leg out and center, or at the bottom of the foot to make this happen. So this pose you normally notice if you have back pain or lots of soreness in the hip because you're getting in and out of the car with this motion, with this functional move. Now we're going to add a little air to it. Imagine there's a golf ball there and you're going to hop over the golf ball. So we're getting into that hip musculature. Again, always you can use your hands to guide this movement. And if we want to add a little bone building to it, you can stomp. Now, if you got that plantar fasciitis or maybe bone spurs at the bottoms of the feet, this may not be too cool. So do what you can with what you got today, okay? So maybe it's still just a slide, or maybe it's just a little hop, or maybe it's a sumo stomp is what we call it. I'm vibrating the house here. Let's do two more. One more. All right, very good. Let's do the other side. So we first start with the slide out and in. Again, you might notice some little hip popping going on here. Mother foot's firm into the floor. Go at your own pace, by the way. And then maybe add some air to it. Step over that golf ball. Again, getting in and out of the vehicle. Let's see, this is my right side, your left side. So that would be getting out of the passenger side, or this is for me is getting into the driver's side. So usually notice spicy back pain when you're getting in and out of the car. Add a little stomp to it. Again, bone building. Some of our chair yoga poses are bone building, so I like to mention that when it does help with that. Again, two hands, one hand, a strap, or on your own. That works too. Let's do two more. Here we go. 2 and 1. Very good. From here, let's clap the hands. Once again, if it's available, I invite you to kind of rub on those shins, the calves. If you can't come forward, maybe it's just on the thighs, the side of the legs, underneath the hamstrings. And take the side of the hands, chop in the back of the knees. That's where a lot of lymph nodes hang out. So you got to get movement into those lymph areas to get that waist out of there. Very good. And then sit up nice and tall. Let's do a variation of cat-cow. In Tai Chi, we call it, I don't know what we call it, but it's the same kind of thing. We curve the spine, we flex the spine. It's called spinal cord breathing. So we're going to take soft, clasped hands underneath our chin. As we breathe in, we're going to bring our elbows up, expand our chest forward. And as we exhale, belly button towards the spine, curve the spine to the back of the chair, and the forearms come towards one another. And again, inhale, elbows up, chest forward. Exhale, curve the spine to the back of the room. Again, this is our cat-cow when we do this in chair yoga. Inhale, elbows way up this time, way, way, way up. Breathe in, exhale. This helps lessen COPD, helps lessen that bronchitis effect, long COVID. We get into that chest breathing when we do this, and exhaling. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more time. And exhaling. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Keep one arm up, sneak the other hand back behind you. Get a little shoulder squeeze here. And maybe kind of tap those feet a little bit. Now, inhale, really reach. As we exhale, belly button towards the spine. Lean that side body over. This is your side lateral movement here. Kind of notice what's going on with that QL muscle, quadratus lumboris. Inhale, back on up. Exhale, float it down. Let's do the other side. So inhale, circle, sweep arms up, up, up. And I'm going to bring the other one, sneak it back behind. Again, I'm kind of squeezing, feeling the back muscles getting activated. And then really inhale, up, up, up. Exhale, lean that side body over. Notice if it's a little bit more than the other side. Now, no somersaults out of the chair. Inhaling back on up. Exhaling, bring it down. Beautiful. We've done our cat-cow. We've done our side lateral movement. Now we need to do twists. So we're going to do what's called unsupported twist. We teach this in our back yoga class. Basically, we're going to make a letter W with our arms and then squeeze the shoulders towards one another. So you feel that upper back, lots of tension happening there, building strength in the upper back. And from here, I'm kind of looking at my feet. And we're going to turn over towards one side. First, we breathe in though. Squeeze the shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, belly button towards the spine, chin aligned with your chest, and twist towards one direction. So we're letting the thoracic, the mid part of our spine, do all the work. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to heart center. Relax the shoulders down. Sometimes holding that shoulder squeeze is a little challenging. Let's go back. Go back to that letter W, unsupported twist posture. So breathe in, belly big, squeeze those shoulders. Exhale, twist over to the other side, chin aligned with your chest as best you can. Woo. Breathe in, belly big, stay here. Exhale, back to heart center and relax the shoulders. Now we're going to do something for the dowager's hump. We're going to strengthen our upper back musculature in our chair yoga class. So it's a shoulder shrug with a hold and a twist. So let's inhale, shrug the shoulders towards the sky. Exhale, twist, hold those shoulders up. So I'm twisting a little bit and the shoulders up, up, up. Inhale, back to the center, release. But the release feels good. Exhale, lift, hold, twist. I'm breathing through the mouth so you can hear it. Inhale, back to the center, relax. All right, on the exhale breath, lift, hold, twist. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, back to the center and release. Relax it all down. Exhale, lift, twist, hold. Inhale, back to the center, release. We're going to do one more each side. So on the exhale breath, lift, twist, hold. Inhale, back to the center, relax those shoulders down. Big old breath. Exhale, lift, twist, hold. Other side. Woo. Inhale, release, relaxes. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, float those arms down. Beautiful. Okay, so next we're going to do what's called golfer's grip. So basically I have my hands here. We're going to fold the fingers into the palms. Now, some of my fingers do not come down on that top part. It comes down kind of to the middle part. So whatever you can manage. I can't get my right fingers down to begin with. And then we take the thumbs, we kind of, have them look like little hitchhiker thumbs. Try to have the top of the hand aligned with the forearm. So we're strengthening the upper body musculature along with the lower body musculature. So what we're going to do is bring those arms back to that letter W, squeeze the shoulders, very good. Then bring the arms out into a letter T. Now your letter T may be low. It may be parallel to your shoulders, parallel to the floor. I've got my thumbs up towards the sky right now. I want you to point your thumbs towards me. Here's the thing. We're going to make circles forward and back behind you. Oof. Press the feet a little bit firmly into the floor. So sometimes when you have low back pain, it's not where the problem is. It might be in the upper back referred down to the low back. So yeah, this is kind of like a little bit of back yoga in our chair yoga class. Do as best you can. Take breaks when you need to. Really hug those fingers into the palms. Go faster, go slower. I feel those shoulders talking. A little crinkly noise here on the left side. And there's this little oscillation of the upper body to the lower body. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Whew, I love that part, shaking it out. Get that energy out. Excellent. We're going to do that again, only this time it's going to be palms up. So fold the fingers into the pads of the hands, back to that letter W. Get the squeeze going on with the shoulders. Arms out into that letter T. So before we had the thumbs forward, let's do thumbs up, thumbs back behind us. Ooh, that feels different. Draw your circles behind you and then forward. So this is part of postural yoga alignment therapy. Woo. Keep the squeeze with the shoulders. Do the best you can. Beautiful. Love it. Go as fast or as slow as you need to. Do one arm if you need to. That works too, yeah? Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. I love it. Shake it out. Woo, beautiful. All right, let's get into some of our warrior poses, shall we? So I'm going to teach them today seated on the chair. You can also do these standing behind the chair with your hands on the top of the chair. If you know those and want to do those instead, please do so. But since this is labeled chair yoga, we're going to do the chair yoga versions today. So I'm going to scoot over a little bit to the side of my chair, and I'm still firm in my chair. And I'm going to take a leg out to the side. Again, use your hands if necessary. And I kind of scoot my booty a little bit. So one of the things I noticed in chair yoga classes, people like drop their knees towards one another. Try to have the legs looking like a letter L. That might be mission impossible, but just do the best you can. Now you're firmly pressing into the heel on the side and the heel that's towards the front. We normally kind of like turn towards the center. What I want to invite you to do, if you can, is twist the torso towards the front of the room. So there's this little twist happening here, and we're firmly pressing into the floor. So this is a bone building exercise when you vigorously push into the ground. Very good. We're going to go back to the letter W, get the squeeze going on with the shoulders, because I want you to do a very vigorous seated warrior 2 posture. And then make those arms go out into a letter T. Now you got the squeeze going on? I hope so. Pressing firmly into the floor. You can look forward, or you can look your nose over the leg that you stepped out to the side for your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. That's the big fancy Sanskrit name for it. And squeeze those shoulders. I lost my shoulder. I imagine you all did too. Whoop, I lost my foot there. Firm feet into the floor. And again, squeeze in the shoulders, pressing vigorously into the floor, and relax and release everything. Let everything just kind of soften. Beautiful. Next, we're going to do side angle pose with our warrior 2 feet. So press firmly into the floor, belly button out over the front leg. Now, if you need to twist a little bit, that's okay. Just know that, all right? And we're going to take the hand that's over the leg that we stepped out, either palm on that leg, or if it's available, forearms. You got to kind of lift up and tip yourself over. Very good. Pressing firmly into the floor. Other arm comes back behind you and then circles up towards your ear. And then maybe you can walk the elbow out a little bit, come a little bit more. Maybe not. Again, keep it between the easy and ouch today. So the option here, you're vigorously pressing into the floor. Maybe you can turn your nose to look at your elbow pit. If we've got an armpit, we can have an elbow pit, right? Yeah. Woo! I feel kind of crunchy on the bottom side, lengthy on the top side. And then release. Beautiful. From here, you know what? Let's shift this into Warrior 1. So all we're going to do is take the foot that's in front, kind of walk it next to the foot that we already turned out to the side. So we've got a side kind of movement going on here. This variation of Warrior 1 is your booty comes off the chair. Okay. And then you take the leg that's closest to me, You can either bring the knee right here in front of your chair. Now I'm going to move my behind to make it feel comfortable. I hang on to my chair because I don't want to tip, weirdly here. Now you can keep it here with the knee right in front, but what you're going to do with both the feet is press vigorously into the forward heel, into those back toes. You kind of have those shoulders aligned with your hip, and your arm can go up, up, up. So there's a back bend here. It kicks up the heart rate. So you can do both arms, but I like to hang onto the chair. That's just me because I'm kind of wiggly today. And you're pressing vigorously into the floor. You can also have both hands on the chair. Think about, your chest being kind of poofy here. So again, there's this little back bend here. Back bends make our heart rate go up. And then relax and release. Now, if you want to add more to this, it's always if. You don't have to, but if you want to, there's several things you can do here. You can keep the legs here and think about squeezing the behind that's closest to me. So squeeze that behind and then shift your leg a little forward to get into that quadricep, or scooch that leg back. It's more like a runner's lunge, but you're really going to get into that hip musculature. Woo! Curly toes, firm heel. And again, try not to lean forward. Try to have the shoulders over the hips. Press into the floor, squeeze the booty no matter what, and then maybe shift the hip forward. Arms up. Breathe. Notice if the heart rate's kicking up. Mine is a little bit. Pressing firmly into the floor. Yes, squeezing the booty that's closest to me. Excellent. Relax and release everything. Bring everything back to the center. Let's just do a little shaking of the legs just to kind of get that energy out of the body, that stored up kind of lactic acid. And you know what? Let's throw a temper tantrum. Let's stomp those feet. That's good for, again, avoiding leg cramps, feet cramps. I'm making the house shake. And then relax and release. Everything's falling from the room. Okay, we're going to do the other side. We're going to do all those yoga postures we just did. So I'm going to scoop my booty over a little bit, step this leg way out, and then I'm going to notice, is it a V or is it an L? Mine right now is a V, so I'm going to bring that back leg a little bit more out, scoot forward a little bit. One foot one direction, one foot the other direction, and again, pressing firmly into the floor. Again, I naturally turn to the center. Here's the challenge. Can you take those shoulders, that waist, make it go towards the front of the room? Good. Let's go out to letter T, arms first. Letter W, squeeze the shoulders. And again, arms out into that letter T. Press firmly into the floor for that bone building benefit. Woo! You can do one arm, by the way. Whatever you need to do, make it your own posture today. Do what you can, again, with what you got going on, yeah? And then, if you want to keep your chin looking forward, you can, or turn your head over the leg that you stepped out. Gaze past your fingers. Strong feet into the floor, really strong fingers shooting opposite ends of the room. Squeeze those shoulders. I lost my shoulder there, so I had to re-squeeze. If I lost my shoulder, I imagine y'all did too. Not losing your shoulder, but that shoulder squeeze, yeah? Okay, good. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Whoop, there goes I'm pressing so much into the floor, my foot is slipping a little bit. So maybe you're doing the same thing too. And then relax and release everything. Oh, that feels good when you release from the pose. So next, let's see, what are we doing? We're doing side angle pose on this next one. Again, torso towards the front of the room. We're going to bend the elbow over the side that we stepped out and either hand on the thigh. Again, depends how much you can tip over safely, or maybe forearm on the thigh. Now, it's kind of close on this side. And then inhale, circle sweep the other arm up. Now, I'm going to kind of wiggle my arm out to kind of help facilitate going from a straight line from my hip up to the fingers as best I can. Now, this is my spicy side. So when there's spice in a yoga posture, return your attention to your breath. Listen to the breath going in through the nose and out through the nose. Again, breathing in, breathing out, pressing firmly into the floor. Hold this nice and dynamically. Lots of muscular contraction. When we contract those big muscle groups, hold the posture for about 30 seconds. That helps us build bones. Yay, bone building, yay. Even seated on the chair, I love it. And release, beautiful. All right, so We're going to transform this into warrior one on the other side. So take this leg that's in front, bring it next to the other one, whew, and then slide your booty off a little bit. Hang on to the chair if you need to. I kind of need to. And then bring the leg that's closest to me, again, either the knee right here in front of the middle of the chair, curly toes. You're going to vigorously press into the heel, vigorously press into the tops of the toes, and whew, arm or arms can go up. So we're doing the uncontracted version first. But if you're pressing vigorously into that forward heel, back toes, you're feeling that contraction of both those quadriceps. Lots of activation of the ligaments around the knees. It's a good posture. Back bend element going on here. Heart rate kicks up. It's a cardio yoga posture. And release. Now, you may stay in this version of the pose, or maybe you want to be a little bit more, maybe not, and that's okay. You can stay in this version, like squeeze the booty and shift the hip a little bit forward to get into those hip flexors, or scooch that leg a little bit back. Be tall again, shoulders as best you can over those hips. Press vigorously into this forward heel, vigorously into the back toes. Now squeeze the booty, woof, and then shift that hip just a little forward. You're going to feel a little spice going on here. Arm or arms up. I'm going to hang on to the chair on this one. And breathe. Woo. Really get that breath going here. You notice the heart rate's kicking up, do you? Do you? Are you pressing vigorously into that forward leg, vigorously in that back leg? Beautiful. And release. Relax everything. Yay. Bring that back leg next to the other leg and then shift to the front of the room. Let's shake the legs again just because that feels so good after that. And you know what? Stomp the feet. Very good. All right, we're going to do something for a little brain work here. So make the feet nice and still. Sit up nice and tall at the edge of your chair as best you can. Bring the feet, the ankles together, the inside of the knees. So this is called the jitterbug. We're going to take heels out and then toes out. So this is for isolation of that ankle joint, which helps us to have better walking ability when we strengthen the musculature around the ankles. So this is a little bit of isolation. Now, if you want, you can take your hands the opposite direction as you're twisting. That's the brain work. Am I twisting the opposite direction, or am I going the same direction as my knees and feet are going? I don't know. A lot of folks, this is very challenging, using both sides of the brain. So we're doing a little Alzheimer's prevention right here, right now. Whew. And if you're wearing shorts, this doesn't work well on the chair. I'm just going to tell you that. One more time. Very good. Now, bring the heels apart. Your toes are towards one another. I've got to reposition my stuff. Now, we're going to independently walk the feet out. This is usually where people get kind of, what are we doing? Because it's, using both sides of the brain, doing an opposite kind of movement here. So it's like creating new neurons. That's a good thing, but it's also a confusing thing to do. One more time, all the way in. Very good. Now scoot back into your chair. Scoot, scoot, scoot. And let's lift a leg up, however high, comfortably you can. Look at your foot and do only an ankle circle. So sometimes when I do this, my whole leg likes to get involved, but I invite you just to do the foot. So I have my hand on my leg to say, only the foot. See if you can feel any snap, crackly pops going on here. Reverse. Oof. Hey, Sharon. And release. Other side. So lift the other one. Ooh, ooh. My foot's popping. And reverse. Oh, my reverse is not the same shape. And my leg likes to get totally involved. Again, we're isolating the ankle joint. And release. We're going to do a little bit of strengthening for the knees. Now I'm going to show this sideways because it doesn't show up well when I face straight on to the camera. And again, we're behinds firmly on the chair. What we'll do, and you can use your hands underneath if you like, is lift a leg up. You're pointing and holding, and then come back to the chair. You're hovering, and then flex the heel hold. So this is strengthening all this into the knees, and release. We're going to switch sides. Well, I felt some popping there. So you point, hold. Very good. Bring it back, hover, flex, hold, and lower. Other side. Point, hold, and hover, and then flex, hold, woo, and hover. Other side. Point, hold, good, hover, and flex, hold. All right, let's do the other side one more time. Here we go. Point, hold, and release it down, and then flex, hold, release it down. Other side. Point, hold, bring it down, and then flex, hold. Excellent. All right, I'm going to come back to the front here. Let's clap those hands, rub those hands, get some heat going on here. And just get it on the thighs, down the shins, back of the calves, whatever you can do. Maybe tap softly on the side of the knees. That helps with knee pain. Softly now. And then maybe gently rub on top of the knees. If you want to get all those acupressure points, do that little kind of cat claws around the knees. To me, it kind of tickles. And then kind of reverse that. Beautiful. All right, kind of sit back in your chair just a little bit, not all the way back, but nice, a lot of the behind on the chair. From here, let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, arms down. We're going to do the 8 movement meditation next. So our hands are out to the side, feet firm onto the floor, sitting up nice and tall. So let's inhale, gather the arms in front of us. Exhale, rise up to shoulder level. Inhale, open outwards. Exhale, contract the arms inward. Inhaling, let's flow the hands towards the chest. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, let's descend. Exhale, open up. Again, inhale, gather in. Exhale, rise. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract those arms inward. Inhale, float it to your chest. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, lower. Exhale, disperse out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, gather in. Exhale, rise. Inhale, open outwards. Exhale, contract those arms inward. Inhaling, flow it towards your chest. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, float it down. Exhale, disperse out. And in fact, inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bend the elbows, press those feet firmly into the floor, and you're kind of hinged forward a little bit. It's chair posture. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, feet firm into the ground, bend the elbows, press feet firmly into the floor. Activate those quadriceps, hamstrings behind. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, float those elbows. Beautiful. And release. Excellent. So next we're going to be doing some hand movements for arthritis and that type of things. We're going to take the sides of the hands and bump the sides of the hands. So this is good for headaches. So you're just doing a gentle tap here. And then we'll be doing something for nausea, for digestion. I'm going to take the web of the hands and go into the web of the hands. Very good. And then flip it. Here we go. If you have, let me see here, pain in the hands, in the limbs, the next one is great for that. So we're going to take the space in between the hands and tap in that in-between space. Again, be cautious, be kind here. You've got rings that kind of bother you, you're going to want to be softer on here. So here comes another little brain work thing. You're going to pause, notice which finger's on the top, and then switch to the other finger being on top. and do your tapping of the interspaces in between the hands. Very good. For the neck and shoulder pain, we cup the hand and tap on the top of the hand. Again, for pain in the limbs, we're going to shift that to on top of the wrist. We're being gentle here now. Let's do the other side. Cup the hand on the other hand. Makes a nice sound. And then on top of the wrist. Again, for pain in the limbs. Oh, I just broke my watch. I just toss that to the side. But that's never happened in class before. And then let's just, get rid of some stress. Make a fist and punch into the palm. Here we go. Very nice. Other side, make a fist. Here we go. Punching. Excellent. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and float those arms down. All right, so next is piriformis bounce. You either cross the ankle at the other ankle, and you take your hand and you lift the leg up and let it drop. You come a little bit more towards the edge of the chair and just get a motion going on with that hip. An option here, if it's available, some folks are able to bring their leg on top of their thigh and bring the leg towards them, and again, let it drop. This is for sciatica. So do what you can with what you got today. Either cross at the ankle or here up on top of the thigh. Yeah. So that's probably pretty warmed up there. Again, if you're here at the ankle, what you're going to do is sit up tall, toes towards your knees, so flex that heel, and then hang on to the back of the chair and hinge forward. So that's one variation of what we're doing here. If you're, again, able to bring the leg on top of the thigh, then again, it's toes towards your knee. You may feel a lot of spice going on here on the underside. Hands on the knee, on the top of the ankle, elbows out, hinge forward. May not take very much hinging to kind of feel that spiciness going on. So often sciatica is the trapped nerve either around the pelvic notch, around the piriformis muscle, or through the piriformis muscle, or somewhere up the spine, pinched in maybe a disc that's forward or back. So again, it can be kind of variable where the pain might be. It might be in the foot, numbness in the toes, shooting pain in the calf, leg, up in the back a little bit. So this is a great one for kind of softening that area, letting the nerve be released a little bit. Breathe, breathe, breathe again, especially if it's spicy. Now let's release from that. Let's bounce the leg a little bit, relax the toes, and bring it out. So, kind of shake that leg a little bit side to side, kind of let go of that tension that was happening with that side. And let's do the other side. So bring it across, either here at the ankle, and then you would, bring the leg up and back. Or again, if it's available on top of the thigh, some folks can do one side this way, some folks can't. It's like one leg does it, one leg does not. You kind of lift, let it release. I can feel my hip, my back popping on this one. It's not painful or anything. I just kind of notice it going kink, 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 yeah. And then let's add the vigor to this by doing the seated pigeon. Again, seated pigeon can be here on top of the ankle, toes towards your knee, hanging onto the chair and hinging forward. Or, again, if it's available, on top of the thigh, toes towards your knee, activating the calf, the things around your knees, hand on the top of the ankle, hand on the knee, bend the elbows out, hinge forward. Again, there may be some spice going on in that side booty, in the booty altogether. Oh my goodness. Breathe. Again, remember that thing about what I said, if there's spiciness in a pose, listen to the breath going in through the nose and out through the nose. Relax those shoulders. Again, breathing in and out. I'm looking at my list of chair yoga poses here on the side of the chair. We've done a lot of them. We've added a couple of Tai Chi movements, if you didn't notice, seated Tai Chi. We've done cat-cow, side lateral movements, twists. We've done warrior one, warrior two, side angle pose. Pigeon, bounce. I'm trying to see. Like I said, I'm looking at my list here. We've added a couple other things too. You know what? We're going to work on some more of the getting the toxins out of the limbs. So, and release. I'm going to come up a little closer so you can see this a little bit. So we're in the season of, the flu, of RSV, COVID's still hanging around and all that. So one of the things that we can do to help strengthen our immunity is to boost our T cell production. When we become vintage, like I am, we lose that. So it's, you've got your collarbone here and it's down about 2-3 inches. You're going to take 2 or 3 fingers and tap on that area. And if I were to say something, it sounds like this. Okay, well, maybe not. Again, you do this for about a minute or 100 times a day to encourage the T cell production, to keep your immunity strong. Very good. Breathing in and out. Very good. Excellent. So next we're going to take those same fingers, 2 or 3 of them, and we've got lots of lymphs underneath in the armpit and down the side of the body. So just kind of tap softly into the armpit, into the area where we have lots of lymphatic nodules going on there. Be kind. You don't have to do this very vigorously, okay? And you may have your elbows down. Mine are kind of like way up in the air. It looks weird, huh? Very good. Also, we have, tumors, toxins hanging out around our belly. You can slap the navel center, or you can do fists. Relax those shoulders. Very good. Where the thigh inserts into our torso, let's bring those legs wide. It's called the inguinal crease. We take the sides of the hands, kind of like when we did this with our sides of the hands, we slap what they call the quad. To again, release toxins held in those lymphatic nodes. I love it. Once again, clap the hands, get some heat into the hands. Let's work a little bit with the arthritis of the hands here. So let's make fists and then spread out the hands. Good for carpal tunnel. And again, fists, spread out the hands. Once again, fists, spread out the hands. Now, take the top of the pad of the fingers and then press down on the thumbs. Try to make an O with that. Not the duck-looking hand, but the O, like an eyeball, and then just move on to the next fingers. This is good for reducing strokes, getting circulation into the extremities of our hands. All right, very good. Now let's take the finger on top of the thumb, and as if we were flicking a bug away. So flick the fingers. If you have rings on, you might hear when you flick that finger a little bit more noise. Very good. Go back to the index finger. Now sit back in your chair. Let's do thumbs up on top of our legs. Excellent. We're going to do some eye exercises. So let's put one thumb down. Let's kind of hug that thumb. And just with the eyeballs, we're not going to turn the head. We're just going to use the eyes here. We're going to lift the thumb up and bring it out to the side. Go with your range of motion of your arm. Bring it up. Again, your eyes are following the thumb. Again, you may be noticing stuff going on with the shoulder, with your range of motion. Go slow. It's okay to go slow. Again, if you've got vertigo, some equilibrium challenges, this may not be the thing for you, but maybe you actually do need it. One more time, all the way around. I'm giving you all the side eye. Ha ha. Okay, yeah, I know I'm not funny, okay? And bring it back to the center. Let's do the other side. So hide that thumb. Bring the other thumb up. Okay, I see where it is. Okay, my head forward, and then I'm going to lift my eye down. Ooh, I can feel that eye working, that muscle in the eye. Bring it way out and up and over. They told me this class was an hour long, so that's what you're getting, folks. We do a little bit of meditation at the end. We've already done the movement meditation. We're going to do that guided rest and relaxation just a bit. One more time. I'm going to go a little bit slower. I was going a little bit too fast there. It's because I was talking. You get a little too excited when I talk. I go a little bit faster. Very good. Now, I invite you to get comfortable. Maybe that's seated on your chair. Maybe that's laying on the floor with the calves on the chair or on the couch. Maybe it's getting comfortable on the couch, or maybe laying down on the floor. Again, you're doing what's available for you, right? I'm going to scoot up just a little bit more for this part of the class. We'll do our guided rest and relaxation. So, again, get comfortable, whatever that might mean for you today. As I mentioned before, we were going to do the extended exhale breath. So we're going to do that first as we get into that guided rest relaxation. So I'm going to do a little hand clapping to a count of 4 as we breathe in. We'll pause, and then we'll slowly breathe out to a count of 5. Now, if that's not available to you, just breathe however is the best for you. So here we go. Let's breathe in, belly big. Pausing, slowly exhale. Again, breathe in, belly big. Slowly, slowly exhale. Once again, breathe in, belly, belly big. Slowly exhale. Beautiful. One more inhale breath. Here we go. And slowly we're exhaling. Beautiful. I invite you either to gaze your eyes softly, close the eyes, whatever's best for you at this moment. Maybe taking something covering your eyes if you need to. Notice if there's any tension being held in the body, and as you breathe in, try to direct the breath to that area to allow it to soften, relax, release, let go. Let all that tension out as you exhale. So breathe in, and then let that tension release, relax, let go on the exhale. Beautiful. Keep going. Breathe in. Breathing out. From here, just notice the surface that is supporting you today. Notice the places in our body that are touching what supports. The shoulders, the behind, the thighs, places in our feet, the back of the head. Again, just noticing the places where we're being supported by the surface beneath us. Notice the pressure there. Then flip that to noticing the front places in the body. Noticing the air coming across the skin, the clothing draped on our bodies. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of our belly, of our chest, as we breathe in, as we breathe out. From here, let's just bring some awareness to the top of the head, the shoulders, the chest, our hip points, the legs, the arms. Just let tension melt away. Settle, sink into that surface that's supporting us. Notice the right arm. Notice the left arm. Notice the entire length of the right leg. Notice the entire length of the left leg. Let's notice the front places of our body. And then notice the back places of our body. Just allowing our body to feel heavy, heavy as if we were a rock sinking into the sand. The arms are heavy. The legs are heavy. The whole body heavy. Now, let's flip that to feeling as light as a feather. Notice the arms are light. The legs are light. The torso is light. the entire body so light, it's as if we're floating up towards the sky. Beautiful. And then from here, let's come back into the now and back into the present moment. So I invite you, wherever you are today, to bring some movement back into our bodies. Maybe a wiggling of the fingers, wiggling of the toes, maybe moving the ankles, the wrists side to side, maybe shrugging those shoulders up and back behind you. If you're laying on the floor, I invite you to come back up to a seated place. If you're here in the chair, way back in the chair, I invite you to scoot a little forward, once again, engaging those tall postural muscles. And we'll go back to the first two postures that we did in class. So first is the Atlas point rotation, where we take the nose and then draw a little circle. Now let's reverse that. Go the other direction. Very good. Bring the hands to heart center. Again, you can hook the thumbs if you like. Let's push the hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Notice if it have an increase in your range of motion or not. Inhaling back to the center. And then exhale, push the other direction. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling the other direction. Inhaling back to the center. Beautiful. All right. You can either place your hands right here stacked on your heart, either one hand upon each other, or the hands together right here with the sides of the thumbs into your sternum. And I invite you to drop your chin towards your chest. That's in gratitude of just you showing up today, yeah? Excellent. Let's think of one thing that we are grateful for today, or at least an idea of gratitude. And take whatever that is that we're thankful for, let's envelop that into our heart space today. Good. You may keep your chin towards your chest, or bring your chin to look forward, eyes opened or closed as we end our class today. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take the peace, the strength, the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors the bright light in you. This concludes our practice of chair yoga today on Veterans Day here on Veterans Yoga Project. This is Gail. Thank you.